Now, I'm probably older than most of the people in this room, but I think you'll still be able to identify with this. When I was growing up, there were 3 TV stations. And that was it. And 1 television. Okay, I saw that. Okay. And there was 1 television in the house, and it was kind of consensual as to whatever was on it, right? And the consequence of that time and all times before that was that a child that was growing up in the 1960s and before, let's say, their number 1 opportunity for intellectual rich stimulation was reading. There wasn't the internet, there wasn't computers, there wasn't iPods, there wasn't cell phones, there wasn't text messages, there wasn't 500 cable channels, they didn't have a television in their own room, there wasn't any of that stuff. If you wanted to escape your little bubble in the world, the way that you did it was to learn to read. But today, that's hardly the case anymore. And the point in that is that that creates a radical difference in the motivational incentive to read that we've got to really understand.
I like to play my game. Play video games, I gotta say that. Yeah, I do that a lot.
Why don't you like to read?
Because it's not fun, because it's boring.
Is it sometimes tough to read? Oh. What's so tough about reading?
You're learning.
Oh, you play a game, you're learning too. Yeah? When you start a computer game for the first time or an Xbox game for the first time, you don't know it and you're learning. So what's the difference between that kind of learning and reading learning?
Because you get to know the words on the game, like a race car, it don't have words.
The other thing, and this cuts back to the confusion point, which is one of my favorites in this whole field in terms of understanding motivation, is how many of you have ever actually been around a group of 4 or 5-year-olds and listened to them talk? Okay. So I would imagine that you, like me, have marveled at the complexity of language they're using. Yeah? I mean, the average 4 or 5-year-old, if you were to just record, as some people have done, the language that they're using, the speed with which they're using it, the complexity of dialogue they're engaging with their peers, so to speak, and then you kind of put that on shelf A, and then look at the language that's in the reading materials that they're being asked to read with. And the question is, why would a child with the linguistic power and capability that is exhibited by the way these children talk with each other, why in the heck would they ever want to read that moronic junk? So my point is that there's so many things that's taking this core challenge, this core unnatural, technological, confusing challenge and making it worse. And making it worse today than at any other time by virtue of the differences in incentives.